Hello everyone, I am Sumit Jhunjhunwala, Assistant Vice President and Sector Head at ICRA Limited, and through this podcast I would like to share the key takeaways of ICRA's latest note on primary base metal industry. The earnings of domestic industry would continue to remain under pressure in second half of FY 2023 after a lackluster performance in the first half. Elevated coal cost along with metal price correction remain the key headwinds affecting the margins with no immediate relief in sight. Domestic primary manufacturers have been facing a surge in energy cost post the Russia-Ukraine conflict, which coupled with a shortage in rake and coal linkage availability have affected their operating performance. Consequently, the industry had to rely on costlier e-auction domestic coal, the premium of which almost touched 400% in May 2022. While the premium eased in recent months, it still remained high at around 240% compared to the historical average of 50 to 55%. In the next fiscal, however, some respite is expected from better availability of coal linkages. On the other hand, international prices of base metal have contracted by a steep 35 to 50% in FY 2023 compared to the record height set in March 2022. Given the steep metal price correction and input cost pressure, we have revised our estimate of operating margin of domestic players downward to 18% in FY 2023, which is almost 3% point lower compared to our earlier forecast and 10% point lower compared to FY 2022. In FY 2024, while some respite is expected from better availability of coal linkages, the profitability is expected to remain range-bound at 19 to 20%. Also, our base case does not factor in any significant adverse impact of another pandemic-led demand destruction in CY 2023. With contraction in earnings, the industry leverage, which is total debt to operating profit, is likely to increase to 2.2 times in FY 2023 and FY 2024 from 1.1 times reported in FY 2022. However, the same is still lower compared to around 4 times witnessed in FY 2020. At these levels, ICRA believes the industry would still remain resilient to withstand a worsening of the macroeconomic environment in the next fiscal. Coming to commentary on domestic demand, the demand is expected to remain favorable at 7 to 10% in the coming 2 years given the government thrust on infrastructure development along with a favorable demand from the renewable EV sector. Thank you.